How do you figure? Mateo asks. He settled for power as the head of the school board in order to try and manipulate things for him and his daughter. It's why he keeps pushing her on the twins. Why he stalled the building of his home, hoping a forced proximity will help her chances. When we were younger at school, she was always paired with Cam and Coda, even though she and I are a year younger than you guys. But she's not the only girl. Have you noticed the amount of female attention that has surrounded the guys lately? It's going to get worse before it gets better. I shudder. I hope you guys all find your mates quickly. Some of these girls are nuts. Gina grimaces. I actually heard 2 people plotting to get pregnant, so you would have to take them as chosen mate. You need to watch your backs and make sure you wrap it up tight. Yeah, we've started to feel the crazy vibe. Cam stares into the fire. I just wish they wanted us for us, though. Or could even have the smallest respect for the fact that we want our mate. So you're sure that you will both share a mate? Lil asks. They share a look and then nod. Do you know who it is? She questions with an eyebrow raised. No one knows. Not for certain. Cam tries to deflect. But that look on your face says you do actually have someone in mind. She points between them. Neither respond or look up from the fire. We need a game, Sierra shouts suddenly, startling everyone. What did you have in mind? Sam nuzzles her neck. The bonfire is supposed to be fun, not depressing, and all we talk about is work, which right now is depressing. I want to know about all the new friends Sky has made since I have lived near them all for years, but I don't know anything. As long as we can just sit here and keep drinking, I'm okay with that. This week has been rough. Mateo sighs. How about never have I ever? Or truth or dare. But the dare is you have to kiss someone of the questioner's choosing. We'll keep it short and simple. I feel like there is nothing of the sort when you are involved. Lil laughs. You are not wrong. She winks. Now what are we playing? Never have I ever. The twins say together, a strange look in their eyes. You afraid to have to kiss someone here? Sierra teases them. I'm not really interested in making out with Sam. I'm pretty sure I know where his mouth has been. Coda winks. Sierra pretends to be offended and throws her empty cup at him, but he bats it away easily and laughs. Fine, I'll go first. Never have I ever kissed someone in this group. Sierra and Sam drink naturally. Oliver and I both drink, but so do Lil and Wyatt. What's the story there? I ask Lil and Wyatt, ignoring the small growl coming from Cam next to me. I don't think that tension went unnoticed, but Lil starts talking like nothing is weird. Wyatt and I got our brands at the same time, and I was curious about the hormone suppression thing. I mean, that's a weird thing to shut down and oddly specific. I was curious if you could override it somehow. Like, was the suppression to just keep you away from the opposite sex, or could it keep you from desiring it at all? There are so many questions. So what happened? Sierra giggles. You know how when your hand falls asleep, and you know it's there, but you can't feel anything just before the tingles start. That's what it was like. It was hilarious. She kissed me and I knew that our lips were touching, but I couldn't actually feel it. So, you haven't had sex or done anything else in almost 2 years? Sam sounds appalled. None of us have. He tilts his head to each of us with warrior brands. It keeps our heads on straight during a mission and keeps us from getting manipulated. Some of our missions have been intense, and without the link we have all of us would have died at least once. Midge at least 6 times. Growls surrounded the clearing. I see what you did there. Thank you for throwing me under the bus. I shot through the warrior mindling, so they all heard. Do you want to keep talking about your sex life? Sierra will bring it back. Just you wait. She's a force that can't be derailed. Hey, no secret conversations? What does he mean you would have died at least 6 times? It's Mateo that asks. My job is dangerous, Mateo. I am a unique size and age for a warrior, so the missions that I go on tend to be more intense. Without the warrior line and all the restrictions that come with it, my team would not have been able to find me. That is all. It's not any different than you all putting your lives on the line each time you run a patrol, knowing that rogues are out there, probably watching and timing everything, just biding their time. ENOPE. We are back to depressing. What I really want to know is, who did you kiss? She looks at me. Now I'm confused. Oliver kissed me, remember? She looks between Oliver and I, and he looks ashamed. Does he regret kissing me? No, I don't remember that. When did that happen? When we went on lockdown and they found the fingers of the two Lunas. I was in Luna Ava's room, and the memory of the silver kind of sent me into my head. She stopped breathing and wasn't responding to anything else. I panicked and my wolf took over, but it broke whatever had her frozen. He looked right at me. That is something else I am so curious about. But we will table it for another drinking session. Gina says. What's that? Sierra asks. This whole connection with Midge and everyone. I know you all feel it too, but like I said, for another drinking session. Never have I ever had sex in a public bathroom. Everyone but me drinks. Gross. Never have I ever received a BJ at school. Sam asks. Of course, all the guys drank, but I laughed when Lil drank too. What? I assume it includes the female equivalent. Of course. Sam agrees, laughing. Oh well. In that case, Sierra says, taking a drink, and Gina follows suit. We all laugh again. The questions keep coming and give me a lot of insight to my friends that I'm not sure I needed. Finally, though, Wyatt looks at me. You are far too sober for this game. Not if you do the math. I did not hang out with anyone until Sierra came to our pack. I was only 14, 15 then. Then I went straight to warrior training that summer and got my warrior brand, where all of my teenage raging hormones have been suppressed for almost 2 years now. Not a lot of time to fool around with anyone. I shrug. Hold on! That was your first kiss? Ever. Oliver looks like he's going to be sick. Before I can respond, all hell breaks loose. Attack on the border. Get everyone to safety. We need all warriors at the northern end NOW. Lil, Gina, Wyatt, Nathaniel and I all jump up. Everyone else looks alarmed. What's going on? Cam and Coda ask together. Border attack. Nathaniel, stay here so you can be my go-between. Their alarm hasn't been raised yet. Wyatt, you and Lil go now. Gina and I will meet up. On it, boss. They both shift and take off. You need to alert your dads. Northern border is under attack. Nathaniel can fill you in. I need to go. I look at my guys and Sierra, then turn and shift midair, taking off. Gina hot on my heels. What the F cuck, Tiny? How did you get the alarm before us, Smalls? That's what I was talking about with the warrior brand. It is stronger and has a farther reach. You guys have to relay a message across the pack. We don't. Now move your asses. This is a Shesh show. I can feel the distance weaken our link as I get further away. As Gina and I come up on the fight, there are at least 100 wolves fighting right now. We don't hesitate to jump in. Gina and I go between human and wolf form easily, which is disorienting to the rogues who probably have never seen anyone transition like that. I'm sure Lil is having a great time messing with them. I slide under another rogue, trying to get his nasty, rotting-smelling jaw on me. I punch him in the ribs and stand to kick him in the same place. There is fighting everywhere around me. Nathaniel, where are my guys? I grunt in between blows. Close. Why? I need eyes in the sky. There's no way this is one-sided. They should be close enough for you to link them. I'll double back, but it's going to take some time. This might be over by then. It's worth a shot. Go. See if anyone is close that can help out. Another rogue comes at me growling. I can see Gina not far from me, fighting two rogues in her wolf form. Everyone is fighting more than one rogue, but I don't see any rogues I recognize. Something is wrong, but I don't have time to think about it as I am fighting off my rogue. This dude is big, but a little too overzealous in his movements. I grab him by the front leg with my jaw and swing around behind him, but he flails too hard, trying to get loose, and dislocates his own shoulder and howls in pain. I kicked him hard in the ribcage, furthering the injury. I hear Gina scream next to me, then a fierce snarl rip from the trees. She is lying on the ground covered in blood, but I can't tell from here if it's hers or her opponent's. Probably both. I quickly move to my rogue and clamp my jaw down on the spot of his spine, where his neck connects to his shoulders and twist. I will not make any of them suffer for too long. I don't know how many of them are willingly fighting or being forced to. As soon as he's done, I move towards Gina, but my brother's dark gray wolf is already there next to her. I shift and run to him. He growls at me until he realizes who I am. Go, Mateo. I've got her. The pack needs you right now. He growls again, but this time he looks down at her. His wolf licks her face, and she stirs. See, we've had worse, I promise. She'll be okay. He grunts again and takes out 3 rogues before getting 10 feet from us. I need a status from all warriors. I put out to my team and all the elite warriors that are here. Every team checks in. That's a good sign, at least. Does there appear to be a leader? Capture anyone who appears to be in charge. Take everyone else out. We have seen the size of their force. This is nothing. I try to get Gina moving. Her dead weight sucks, but this is not the first time I've had to carry her big ass somewhere. Nathaniel, status. I need eyes. Nothing yet, Midge. Sorry, I'm working as fast as I can. Don't apologize. Just work. Something isn't right. Are your perimeter cams working? Don't think I didn't catch that. Yeah, they're live. Do you have your phone? Yes. I dig my phone out of my utility pocket. My phone starts lighting up as Nathaniel sends me feed links. I flip through quickly. ALPHALUCAS. Get to the main entrance now. We have this edge covered. Take all available warriors with you. This battle was a distraction. Gina girl, you need to wake up now. We have work to do. I checked her over for any wounds, but I think she just took a hard hit to the head. I smacked her a couple times in the cheek, but she only groaned. Lil, I have Gina. She took a hit to the head. It looks like there is a second attack coming at the main entrance. My guess is the pack house is the target. I'm headed there to make sure it's secure. Keep me updated. You got it, boss. I just rolled my eyes, shifted, and then worked my way under Gina, draping her over my back. Then I took off as fast as I could. Luna Ava, we need to secure the pups. Not all of them are gone yet, and a large group is trying to breach the main entrance. On it, sweet girl. I have kids heading here into the school. Are your tunnels functional? Of course. I will head to the school to help corral. I have Gina with me, but she's knocked out at the moment. We'll take care of her. Anyone else? So far, all of our warriors have been able to check in regularly as teams. Last check-in was about 20 minutes ago. Let's get these pups and omegas set, and then we can worry about the guys who are trained to protect themselves. She huffs a laugh, like this is an everyday thing. I get to the school and it is chaos. So many little pups not sure where to go. I quickly find older kids and give them instructions to the tunnels that are built under the school to the pack house as an escape route. As quickly as we can, we get all the panicking kids down into the tunnels. I take 5 of the high school kids that have been doing morning training with me to sweep the school, just in case any of them had decided to hide. Once we were sure everything was clear, the high schoolers helped me lift Gina, who was weak but conscious. We head down the tunnels, constantly reassuring the kids that everything will be okay, even though that isn't a promise anyone can make. Once we get to the pack house end of the tunnel, everyone is stopped and asking questions in confusion. I move through them like a sea of quicksand to get to the front. As soon as I get there, I realize why there is a holdup. "Get out of my way, you little gremlin," Kaylee shouts. "Your future Luna should be first." Then she pushes this poor little girl who can't be more than 6 out of the way. "Move your big ass and let me into the pack house. NOW. She yells at a warrior who was clearly stationed to protect the Luna. He's on a set of steps leading up to a door so I can't see his face. But he is clearly not fazed by Kaylee's outburst. I wade closer, Gina right behind me with a hand on my shoulder. It doesn't take much for the kids to move out of my way now that many of them have gotten a good look at us. "Ramsey," I call out, and he looks at me. He's a castle warrior, meaning this is serious. "How's the Luna?" "She is with Delta Gwen, preparing. They decided it would be safer right now for all the pups and omegas to stay in the tunnels." I nod. "Do we have access to supplies? I have an injured warrior, and I would like to check over the children. There was a lot going on, and I'm afraid some of them might have gotten hurt." "Yes, they will be bringing it down shortly. I would help, but some do not understand the need to stay down here and quiet. Luna, Ava, Delta Gwen. We have the pups in the tunnels, but we have a Callie problem, and Ramsey cannot leave to come help you. Put that B-teach in her place. We are under attack, and no one is going to die because she feels the need to be dramatic. Tie her down for all I care, and you can let her and her father know that her aunt gave the order for that." "Done. He'll be up shortly. Let me know what else Gina and I can do." "Kaylee, sit down. Ramsey has a job to do, and you are keeping him from that. His job is to let the future Luna into the pack house, where she can go into the safe room while we are under attack." She puts her hands on her hips and turns fully towards me. I nod to Ramsey, letting him know I have this. Gina moves around me to take his place, making sure to rub her bloody arm across Kaylee's. "AGHHH. What the fuck?" I ignore her and turn to the kids. "Okay, I know everyone is scared and Gina and I look a little crazy right now." That gets a few giggles from the group. "We need to stay down here and stay really quiet while the warriors take care of the rogues outside. Can you all help me out? I need to know if we are missing anyone. Get with any siblings or family members so we can get a quick head count. I want to go to the safe room. Let me through that door. I command you." "You little pissant servant, do as I command." She is up in Gina's face, and it is a testament to Gina's alpha abilities that she stayed calm. "Sit down." Now, Gina's alpha aura came through, and Kaylee stepped back from the door, but she didn't let that stop her for long. I was watching both their interaction and the pups moving around, taking a head count of who is here. Kaylee turns to me and walks with a purpose. I have to keep telling myself not to cower down to her. She isn't stronger than me, and clearly no one else wants her in any kind of authority role. I stand my ground as she stomps over. "This is all your fault. None of this would have happened if you would have just stayed away. Why can't you just die? At least the last time I had you beaten, you were injured so bad you had to stay away for almost 2 years. It should have been longer. But don't worry, as soon as I am Luna, you will be gone permanently. You will never distract my alphas again. Never darken our doorstep. Never bring this plague of rogues down on us ever again. You unwanted, unneeded second beta. Now tell your minion to move so I can get to the safe room before these rogues come and kill us all." At her last words, many of the kids start to cry in panic, calling for their parents. I could punch her. I was feeling defeated at her admission of wanting me dead and out of the pack, and that she will have me removed the second she can. But the minute she scared these kids and threatened their safety, because of it every ounce of insecurity drained out of me. I stalked towards her and grabbed her around the throat, pinning her against the wall. Her surprise was clear. I've never retaliated against her, but she took it too far this time. I was assigned to protect the most important people, my Luna and the future of this pack. The only reason you are even here is because you ran like a coward, hoping to be protected by wolves, stronger than you instead of trying to help the pack you so desperately want to be in charge of. Even now, instead of being helpful, you are scaring these pups. You have been nowhere, know nothing of value, contribute nothing. So why should I even concern myself with you? I let that insult sink in and just stared at her wide eyes. You are not my Luna and will never be my Luna. A Luna puts the pack above herself and does not stomp on the weaker members. A Luna makes her pack better. She isn't selfish or self-absorbed. No one wants a Luna who can't or won't fight beside her alpha, who hides and needs a safe room. This is as close as you'll get to that, by the way. I move closer, almost touching nose to nose, and growl just above a whisper. You may get the chance to remove me, but I will always be a warrior and an asset to any pack that will have me. You will always be a weak social climber who has to put others down to feel important and use others as a shield to feel safe. You are not worth my time or energy. Stay away from me and my friends, or you will see what kind of warrior I am. Now sit your pansy ass down and let me do my job, or I will knock you out and put all of us out of the misery being stuck with you. I release her neck, giving her the full use of her airway. I step back and close my eyes and take a deep breath to calm myself, before I turn back to the kids who all have different mixed looks on their faces. Now that we know who's in charge, do we have everyone? Gina walks past me and winks while addressing the group. Not long after, Ramsey walks in with Luna Ava and Delta Gwen, followed by several Omegas carrying blankets and water and snacks. A few of the kids run to their parents, but most are the children of warriors who live closer to the center of our pack and haven't been moved yet. This was the reason we evacuated the way we did. We knew that if we were under attack, these kids would be able to get to shelter quickly, on their own, if their parents were out protecting the pack. They are children of warriors, trained like warriors by warriors. So at least our plan worked. I just wish it was one we didn't have to test. Luna, Ava, we checked everyone. None of the kids have any serious injuries. A few of the older kids need to be treated, though. They did a great job fighting their way here. I look proudly at my students, who are actually my age, but seem so much younger for some reason. What about you two? Delta Gwen looks at Gina and I. You both clearly saw some battle today. Don't even think about arguing. Do you know what Cam, Coda, and Mateo would say if we left you two like this? She rolled her eyes at me, walking us to a quiet section of the tunnel. Luna, Ava, what about me? I think I need to be treated too. Callie walks up, pretending to limp, the marks from my fingers clear around her neck, but only as red marks. When we have treated all open wounds caused in the fight, we will look at self-inflicted bruises. Delta Gwen walks up with wet towels and starts cleaning the wound on Gina's head. It looks like the head wound is healed closed. How do you feel? I'm nursing a wicked headache, but I'll live. I've had worse than that. Trust me. What? Did you watch a couple of the males have nosebleeds? Kaylee snarks from behind Delta Gwen. Gina stops moving and looks at Kaylee like she is an alien. Then, quick as lightning, she grabs Kaylee's arm and drags her close. Surrounded by the four of us, Gina looks a little deranged. But I'm not going to stop this. Kaylee has clearly lived a sheltered life, but she has been misled about what women and men do in a pack. I almost feel bad for what is about to happen. You want to know what I have been through, princess? I watched as my parents were shredded to pieces in front of me by the rogue king's army. Then I was taken captive and held in a dark room where I was chained to a wall by silver cuffs. I lived and slept in my own piss and she tea. I lost track after a year, but that happened almost daily. Don't question what other people have been through from your ivory kiking tower. You are no better hiring guys to beat the ST out of Sky because you were jealous. You left her to die once. That's why her wolf came early. The second time you left her to die, her connection to her gamma is so strong he was able to save her. Those are just the tortures that you caused her. You deserve far worse than either of us had to go through. You will be tried and punished for your crimes against your pack. Now go sit down. Kaylee just stood there stunned, but I don't know if it was from Gina's story or being called out for hurting me. Luna Ava reached for the cloth Delta Gwen was holding, and a look passed between them. Delta Gwen turned around and wrapped an arm around a shaking Callie. Come on, I have a special spot for you to stay tonight. No one will be able to bother you. I knew it, Luna Ava hissed. Why didn't you say anything, Skylar? I did, but no one listened or believed me. It doesn't matter now. Where is she going? The cells. Like Gina said, she will be tried for her crimes when this is all over. Can we just forget about her for a couple days? Gina asked. I really am all right, Luna, but thank you. Have you had a check-in from any of the guys? No, we haven't, but they did get your distress call, and were able to cut off the group that tried to come through the main entrance. Thank you for that. We never would have gotten everyone to safety. Is everyone safe? Have you been able to check? I have been sending out calls to all the Omegas telling them where to go. There are only a few not accounted for, but we can't leave without risking our position. I won't put the pups in danger. I nod. No matter how scared I am for my friends, my team, I can't the lives and safety of innocents. Guys, when you're clear, check in. We need a status update. Gina and I are with Luna, Ava, and Delta Gwen. The pack house, pups, and Omegas are secure. We have a few unaccounted for, but don't want to give away our position. I sent the message to my team and the guys. I got nothing right away, but I did ask them to update when they were clear. It's now just a silent waiting game. I know Luna Ava and Delta Gwen are both checking in with their mates often. I probably would too. Both Gina and I found some small pups alone and afraid. We wrapped each of them up and sat down to snuggle. A little girl asked if the bad guys were going to find us, and if we were going to die. Clearly something on all of their minds as 5 little sets of eyes looked up at us. Not if we can help it. We've been through stuff like this before, and we always trust our training. Right now, our training tells us to stay put, because we are safe. If we went outside right now, we could fight. But we would also be a distraction for our warriors too, and they could get hurt. What else have you done? A little boy asks. A few of the other kids smile and move closer. Gina and I tell a few modified versions of our missions. Of course, we tell all the embarrassing details of things that went wrong, getting them to laugh. I have no idea how long we were down in the tunnel, but eventually everyone fell asleep. Cameron POV. We fought hard into the morning. I'm not sure what the purpose was or what the body count on either side is. All I can think about is getting back to the pack house to make sure everyone I care about is all right. My wolf is agitated. We all are. We have all gotten close, and not knowing where they all are and not being able to mind link is nerve-wracking. We haven't heard from Sky or her team since we all split up. Nathaniel said she was close, but by the time we got to where we could smell she was fighting, she was gone, and there had been too much going on to look for her. Mateo was going on about Gina being knocked out, but she was nowhere to be found. I hope it was minor and she was able to just get up and keep fighting or get to safety. We are cleaning up the dead bodies now, laying all of the rogues along our borders and setting a controlled fire. With magic involved, we don't know how dark the rogue king has gone, but I don't want any of these guys coming back to fight again. Dad, has everyone checked in? Yeah, son. A few of Alpha Reggie's warriors did not survive, but so far we haven't found any casualties from our pack yet. A D. Skylar is with your mother at the pack house. He laughs. He knew what I was asking for. There was an injury. A T? Is she okay? Son, you have to cool it. You are not the only one worked up here. Her friend Gina took a hit to the head, I think, just before the second breach. Your girl is smart. She caught it before they crossed all the way into the peninsula. She went to help protect your mother and the pups. I haven't had a check-in from them in a while, but they had everyone accounted for. That both answers and doesn't answer my question. I was able to track down Oliver, Mateo, and Dakota while we were cleaning up. We took the long way back towards the pack house and caught up with Lil and Wyatt. When we finally walk in the door, I see Sam, Sierra, and Nathaniel sitting at the coffee table, poring over computers. What's all this? Coda asks. Midge had us put eyes in the sky last night, and I have been following a couple of rogues who managed to get away, or they turned chicken and ran. We are trying to follow them, but they aren't completely stupid and are running in different directions. Nathaniel says without looking up. Is that the rest of my boys? My mom walks in looking tired, followed by Delta Gwen. She hugs us all, then steps back. Go shower and let us know if you need anything for your injuries. Mom, where's Sky and Gina? I ask, trying to keep the irritation out of my voice. They're down with the pups, still sleeping. The poor things were so scared they couldn't sleep. The girls took turns caring for them and telling stories. Come see. She leads us down the stairs to the cells and Dad's gym. But instead of heading right to the cells or left to the gym, she walks around the metal stairs to just behind them and pulls open a trapdoor. It's small, just big enough for my dad's shoulder to get through. She continues down another set of steps. Mom, how long have these been here? Where do they go? Coda asks, the question floating in my head. Long enough. They go from here to the school for a quick evacuation in either direction. Thank the goddess for Skylar's plans, or we might have been in trouble last night. Delta Gwen, Ramsey and I had to handle 3 rogues who did get through your lines. I forgot how much I love a good fight. Mom, you are crazy. Just show us the girls, please. Coda practically whines. She gets to another door that has a keypad, like the one to our 3rd floor living area. She punches in a code and opens the door slowly. The dimly lit hallway or tunnel had just enough light from strips along the ceiling for us to make out shapes from this distance. We head down 5 steps to the metal ground and walk over to the mass of blankets, and what I see smack in the center completely crushes me. I will never recover from this sight, and I know my brother feels the same based on the force of his grip on my shoulder. Sky and Gina are side by side, but it is our little blonde that has my attention. She is propped against the far wall with a blanket tucked behind her head for a makeshift pillow. Her beautiful blue-gray eyes are closed, but I would know the color anywhere, and her full lips are in a small, pleasant smile. There is a pup wrapped up next to her, using her arm as a pillow. On the other side, another pup is using her thigh as a pillow, but it's the tiny burrito-wrapped pup in her arms, tucked under her chin with a chubby little hand, holding the end of her ponytail that has my heart beating 100 miles an hour. Why is that the source of my undoing? I just stare, burning the image into my core memories. I thought that might be the case. My mom rips me from my thoughts with her mumbling. We should get these pups upstairs. They are all going to be with us for a few days. I don't want them seeing anything they shouldn't. So until everything is cleared out, they are with us. We gave them all a quick check last night, but I have a healer coming over after all the warriors have been looked at. And Skylar and Gina both need to be gone over with a fine-toothed comb. Neither would let us actually treat them last night. I love that my mom is irritated by the fact that someone wouldn't let her mother them. Do you want us to wake them up or just carry them? I don't want to scare anyone. Use your aura to keep them asleep. Lenny, Gwen, and some of the other girls have helped me set up the guest bedrooms for them. We'll keep the siblings together as best we can. The teens with no siblings can move to the farthest guest room. Sky and Gina's kids are littles with no siblings. They can go together. That should leave enough room for 3 sets of siblings to be placed in each of the last rooms. Did you have to phrase it like that? I ask. Just making sure you're paying attention. She pats my chest and moves forward. We spent the next hour slowly carrying kids from the tunnels up to the 2nd floor and organizing them to my mother's specifications. We grabbed the kids on Gina and Sky last, and they both jolted awake, tightening their grips like the protective wolves that they are. It's okay. It's over for now. Let us take you upstairs. I brush a few hairs out of Sky's face and wait for her to focus on me. Mateo is less gentle with Gina, picking her and her pup up, carrying them together up the steps. He's never going to make it through the trapdoor, but that's his fight. Skylar POV. I am roasting. That is the first thing I think when my brain starts to come back to life and I am sore. But not where I thought I would be. I slowly open my eyes, expecting the twins to be smothered around me. But it's not citrus and cinnamon that I smell. What I smell is sweeter, like a tulip. Then I get a hint of fresh-cut grass. Then pine. I am not in my room or the twins' room. I slowly open my eyes, and I can't move my head and almost jump for a second, when another scent hits me. Gina's sharp and warm nutmeg scent. The spice blends with the others surrounding me, and I am almost overwhelmed. I can feel my heart rate pick up. I know Gina is here with me, but where is here? Gina. Hey, Gina. I can't move. Where are we? Huh. Her groggy voice comes through the link, but she's awake enough to respond through the link. I can hear rustling next to me and then a sharp intake of breath. She's stuck too. Who else is here? I don't recognize any of these scents, but they don't smell hostile. My wolf says we're safe. Mine too, I reply. But given our history, Gina and I need to see, feel and hear that we are actually safe. Okay, I have a headache now. Are you two okay? Mateo's voice comes low across the room that I am now realizing is dark. Mateo, what's going on? Where are we? I try to keep the panic down. He's here too. We aren't alone. You're in one of the guest rooms. We couldn't get your new fan club to let go of you two. He chuckles. You have no idea how complicated that was to get you guys through the trapdoor. Speaking of which, we need to talk about that design, Shorty. We should be able to carry an injured, or in this case, unconscious, pack member in and out of the tunnels. I sat up slowly, not wanting to disturb the little pup next to me, Lily. That was actually the prime reason for the design. The only reason to go to the pack house would be to harm the Alpha and Luna, or to kidnap them, or someone from the Alpha's family. So it worked exactly as it was supposed to. If a pack member was so injured they needed to be carried, they could ultimately stay in the tunnels safely, heal and get the medical attention they needed, and then join the fight again if possible. It is designed to have supplies. We just haven't gotten that far yet. We had to work in secret. Obviously, we did our jobs well. Yep, I think Cam and Coda are going to have some words with you. They aren't used to things slipping under their noses. Luna Ava, Delta Gwen and I are sure that someone in our ranks is double-crossing us, and they are close to you guys. We have to prove it though, and like everything else around here, that is proving to be the hard part. He stretches, and I really look around for the first time, noticing I am surrounded on all sides by pups and Gina. We are lucky the Luna keeps king-sized beds in all of the guest rooms. I have Lily right next to me, little Stephanie is on my other side, and Ronan is sprawled awkwardly across my legs. But he is out cold, so he must be comfortable. Gina has Sebastian across her chest, which explains why she hasn't sat up yet, and Juliana on her other side. I look back at Mateo and he is wincing through stretching. Did you sleep in that chair? Yeah. Neither of you have been away from us for a night. I still don't know why she has them, but Gina has nightmares. And I didn't want her to wake up panicking from whatever memories. And then also from being in a different room. You clearly weren't prepared to wake up here either. I don't know if I have ever heard your heart rate go that fast before. There's a knock on the door before any of us can respond. Dakota pokes his head in. I thought I heard voices. Are you guys all right? The healer is here to check the pups out, but they are under strict orders from my mom to check both you and Gina too. Don't argue. We let you all sleep as long as possible, but they are done with everyone else now. Okay, just give us a minute to get everyone up and around. Where do they want to see us? Down in the living room, we have a makeshift hospital set up. It was faster for some of the warriors to come here to be treated and find their kids. I nod. All right, give us 10, unless you want to help. I give him a wry smile. I've seen him play with the kids at training, but this is completely different. He surprises me, though, and walks right over and gives Ronan a little shake. Hey, bud, let's go get you checked out, okay? The healers want to make sure you're nice and strong for the next battle. Ronan blinks a few times and then nods and crawls off the bed to stand next to him. Give me your little clinger. He points to Lily. I'll carry her down. She wouldn't leave you last night. It was hard to get the two of you out of those secret tunnels of yours. Even with both of you being small. He tries to pin me with a look, and Lily didn't hesitate to go to him and wrap her tiny arms around his neck. Like I told Mateo, that was the point. You ready? I look at Stephanie, then back at Gina, who was finally able to get Sebastian up and off of her. Juliana holding her other hand. They are all still really little. I think Ronan is the oldest at 5. They are all firstborn kids of warriors, explaining why they have no siblings yet. We walk out into the hallway and Cam is waiting for us. You're awake. Let's go. Lenny wants to make sure she gets to feed you some food before it's all gone. The warriors have been eyeing your pancakes all morning. He reaches down and picks up Ronan, giving him a toss before moving him to his back. Can I have a ride too? Sebastian asks, looking at everyone. Gotcha. Mateo snatches him up and flips him over his shoulder, Sebastian squealing in delight. We all head down and into the open living room, where there are 3 mobile cots set up, and various medical equipment, tape, garbage, herbs, slaves, creams, you name it, are strewn about. Oh, well, isn't this a sight? Luna Ava stops in her tracks, looking at us, her hand on her chest. Wah-huh. Oh, I see. Alpha Lucas walks in behind her, a huge smile breaking across his face. I'm not sure if any of my other friends caught the conversation before Luna Ava got our attention. Let's get you all checked, then we can have breakfast on the patio. Lenny makes the best pancakes. The checkups went as expected. The kids were more anxious about the bad guys, and if they would be coming back and how soon their parents could come and get them. Most of the pups were able to go with their parents right away, which was comforting. The warriors live close, so no damage was done to their properties, and most of them were healed of their injuries by the end of the day. Lily stayed with me overnight. Her dad took a nasty bite from one of the rogues, and it was taking time to heal all the torn muscle tissue. They recommended that his mate stay with him to speed up the process. But she didn't want Lily to see her dad like that, so we are having a sleepover. Gina and Lil kept her busy playing in the backyard all day, training to be as strong as her parents. Luna Ava was even able to get the pool cleaned and heated for all the kids to swim and wear themselves out. I gave her a bath in my small pool bathtub, and Sierra was now combing her hair while we all watched some kids' show I have never heard of. Lily has one of my t-shirts on, and for the first time ever, something of mine is big on someone. She crawls onto my bed and curls up next to me under the covers. I don't think either of us made it 5 minutes before we were asleep. I woke up at my usual early time, Lily still curled into my side, everyone else gone. The side of her face that was in contact with me is sweaty, and a few of her soft locks are plastered to her forehead. I brush them away before I move to use the bathroom, which is what woke me in the first place. When I got back, Lily was sitting in the middle of my bed, tears streaming down her face, looking terrified. I ran to her immediately. "Hey, I'm right here. Are you okay?" I whisper to her. The window, it made some noises, and you was gone." She huffs in a big breath as I pull her into me and look out my window. Is anyone patrolling around the pack house? I have no idea what time it is or if everyone is asleep, but she's too little to make anything up, and I can't leave her alone to go look. As expected, all my guys responded. What I didn't expect was for them to come bursting into my room, further scaring this child. She screams and buries her head in my neck. I hold her tight, whispering that it's okay in her ears. The boys are here to check out what she heard, while I'm also giving them a look of irritation for not using their common sense. "What's up, Tiny? Why are they all panting?" Lily heard something rattle the window, and it scared her. I was in the bathroom. I just wanted to know if it was possibly a patrol or something. Even though we are on the 3rd floor and a patrol wolf would have had to climb up here to mess with the window, I'm still hopeful it can be explained. They all move as a unit. Sam and Mateo leave out my bedroom door. Oliver comes to the side of my bed between us, and the window and the twins approach the window with caution, taking in everything they can. I can tell they are linking with each other and leaving me out purposely. But I only have eyes for Lily right now, and she is trembling in my arms. I finally got her to look up at Oliver's back and explained that he is our very brave guard, and he is here to help me keep her safe, 'cause it's always better to have 2 warriors working together than be by yourself. Then we shifted a little so she could see the twins working around the window, checking the entire thing before opening it and looking out. I'm trying to explain what they are doing, so it takes her mind off of the idea of being scared and helps her focus on what they are doing to solve the mystery. I always found that if I could break something down logically, then it became less scary. It seems to be the same for Lily. Both the twins are hanging out of my very large window. I don't have a balcony or any kind of ledge to step out onto, but this look is funny to Lily, so we keep talking about it to make her giggle. It doesn't take the guys long to look around, then come back in and secure my window again. Then Coda closes the thick curtains, something I have never done. Cam walks over and sits on my bed, opening his arms to Lily. She doesn't even hesitate to crawl to him and let him bundle her on his lap. I need to borrow Skylar for a couple of minutes. Can Oliver sit with you while we talk to her? He brushes a lock of hair out of her face while she stares up at him, a little hero worship showing on her tiny face. She nods at him, and he smiles one of his blinding smiles. She hugs him around the neck, then turns back to me. "Come here. Let me tuck you in, and I'll be back soon." She crawls back to the head of my bed and under the covers. I tuck her in and move to grab a sweatshirt out of my closet. It is so much cooler when I don't have her little body radiating heat next to me. When I come back out, she has already talked Oliver into laying next to her. He's got his head propped against the headboard, one arm tucked behind his head, the other has her tucked into his side. It's cute to see these big, tough guys just soften with a look from a cute little girl. I don't think any of them could ever tell her no. She's already back to sleep, so I follow Cam and Coda out of my room. I figured they just want to talk to me out of earshot, although I don't know why they couldn't do that over the mind link. Now that we are walking down the stairs, something is off, but neither are talking, so I just keep following. We head all the way down to the 1st floor and into Alpha Lucas's office. When we enter, they close the door, but I notice we aren't alone. Alpha Lucas and Luna Ava are both here too. Now I am nervous. "How long has your team been working together?" Cam asks, moving to stand next to his dad behind the desk. Coda moves to his other side. I can't read their faces, and that makes me worried. They didn't leave me out of the mind link so I could focus on Lily. They suspect me or someone on my team of something bad. It dawned on me that for the first time, neither of them held my hand on the way down here. We are not friends right now. I'm being interviewed like a suspect. I don't know what they found, but now I have to defend myself and my team, and everything I do and say is being scrutinized. My whole posture changes. My mind shifts as if I was debriefing with warrior assistant after a mission. I stand straight, assuming attention with my chin held high, hands clasped behind my back, and focusing on a spot in the wall just above Alpha Lucas's head. I take a slow breath in, then begin. Wyatt, Lillian, Nathaniel, and I met at trials 2 summers ago. They were selected for elite warrior training and went through the branding process before I arrived. They helped me catch up with the training since I joined the program after their session started. Gina and I met while we were both held captive by Mike and the Rogue King's army near the University of Maine, while I was undercover with Wilhelmina and warrior Nicholas. Heads up. She is going down. I'm down with the Alpha, Luna, Cameron, and Dakota being questioned. I mind link my team without so much as pausing in my story to my pack leaders. Mina and I received partial warrior brands, so Nicholas could keep track of us, since the end goal was for one or both of us to be captured. The brand was applied by Gentry, warrior Nicholas' mate, shortly before she was captured by the Rogue King's guys. Gina and I were able to eventually escape, and warrior Osistin and Alpha King Reginald decided that she needed to stay with the warriors, while we researched the outcome of the survivors from her pack. What the F cuck? Both Gina and Lil say together. Stay put for now. They don't know I can talk to you and them at the same time. They are asking about our team. I don't think they suspect me, but I don't know what's going on yet. Quick recon from where you are. There was noise outside my bedroom window. Start there. Got it, boss? Nathaniel responds. I take another deep breath, appearing to collect my thoughts. I have to give my friends time to figure out what the twins found. Gina and I both suffer from some PTSD from our time in captivity. We seem to do better when we are close together. We share a room at the training compound and typically bunk together when we are on missions. The 5 of us have been working successful missions under the direction of Warrior Osistin, Warrior Nicholas, Warrior Thomas, and Alpha Reggie, since Gina and I fully physically recovered. How well do you know your teammates? Do you have their backgrounds, histories? Alpha Lucas asks, staying stoic. He's in alpha mode. Well, for obvious reasons, I have an extensive background on Gina. She and I share a trauma. Hers is far deeper than mine. I look at Luna Ava, who heard Gina's outburst to Kaylee. She gives me a little nod. When Gina was captured, Mike thought that breeding with an alpha female would give him a strong heir. When we finally traced all of her events back to her pack being attacked, we found that he had her about a year. So when they caught me, he had been paying her almost daily for at least 10 months. My time with her allowed me to witness up close and personal his violation of her. I got her out of that situation. We have a bond. She is loyal to me. Anything? Nothing yet. It took me a minute to get a drone outside. We have warriors outside our rooms now. We are being observed, Nathaniel whispers, even though we are talking through our warrior link. Give me a job, somebody. I'm starting to feel claustrophobic now. I'm stuck too. I am with pups in the living room, but Delta Gwen just showed up. I have a clear sight to the front door, and I can hear into the kitchen. Nothing on the first floor other than the Delta. Lil reports. Wyatt, do you have a computer? Gina asks. I can't do anything. Mateo is here with me pacing the room. He's super pissed. Not sure what has him angry though. Him being trapped with me. Being forced to watch me like a prisoner or knowing you are being questioned, Midge. Not sure what they said to him. He hasn't spoken to me yet. I have my laptop. Talk me through what you're thinking. First, surround yourself with blankets. Muffle the sound of typing. I drowned out her explanation to log onto the security cameras that they installed everywhere to catch Callie and her dad up to something. Nathaniel is our main computer guy, although Gina has plenty of skill. You've seen them work together. His pack is closer to Canada. He's the youngest of 5 boys, all warriors, like both parents. His dad is the gamma of their pack. He was obviously not going to gain that title, so he focused on becoming a warrior, and he happened to specialize in computer programming and with elite surveillance. There are 10 warriors patrolling the pack house, and none of them are our guys. I can't get too close or they will hear the drone. They are inspecting all the external walls and windows, though. Wyatt, what's on the cameras? Wyatt and Lillian are both warriors from neighboring packs and came up for trials. Both come from warrior families and have full elite warrior brands like Nathaniel. The brands bind us to Alpha Reggie magically. We cannot go against him or lie to him. Do you think he would put any of us here if he suspected us of foul play? Now that I have unnecessarily over-explained the legitimacy of my team, does someone want to explain what you found outside my window and why I am being treated like a traitor? I cross my arms and let my aura fill the room fully. I have never used my royal aura before, but the more that I talk and explain, the more angry I get. The only person who does not turn their head is Alpha Lucas. He stares straight at me. "Show her," Alpha Lucas says, not looking away from me. "These were hanging outside your window. You and your team are the only ones who use this kind of stuff. It's a camera and listening device, similar to our equipment, but not the same. Only we would know that though, since Nathaniel modifies everything we use. I don't even know if Warrior Osistin and Alpha Reggie know. Or, if they do, they don't say anything. May I touch it, sir? I'm keeping the formality until I know what's going on." He nods. I use one finger to spin the device in a circle. Then I laugh, just laugh. This is so stupid and they have been played. I pick it up and open the casing. It's empty. There isn't any mechanics. How many more of these have you found around the pack house? I look up at all of them. Obviously, you have had suspicions for a while of a traitor. The tunnel construction was a big giveaway, but there have been other signs too. This was clearly planted to make you think my team and I were spying on you. I bet this wasn't even outside my window. This isn't ours anyway. Explain. I open my mind link to my team so they can hear my explanation. The Alpha's office is actually lined in a way so no one can listen in, and only he and the Luna can mind link out. He still doesn't know all of my abilities. First, because we are guests here, we get permission for every ounce of surveillance equipment we use and give full access to you. It's a policy my team and I have. Second, we do not use off-the-shelf tech. I make a face. When did I become a tech snob? We modify all of our tech to suit our needs. Each mission is different, so the surveillance needs to fit. Do you want to tell me what you really found outside my window? They all just stare at me. Luna Ava looks stressed. She doesn't want to believe that I or anyone I would bring into the pack would cause them harm, but she won't go against her mate and Alpha. The twins have never looked at me like this before. They are angry, furious with me, and they look disgusted at the sight of me. It takes everything I have to keep my focus on Alpha Lucas. His stare has been unwavering during my interrogation. He sets a small device I have never seen before on his desk. My confusion must show. It's a homing device used to pinpoint locations. Our team found it outside your window after the attack. They also found that the signal matched one we found in another body parts dropped from a few months back. Did you lock Kaylee up after informing her of your time with the Rogue King and his guards, where he mated you both? SONOFABTCH IAMGOINGTOKILLHER NO. I had to put all my force into making Gina stay put. She will get hers. She's crossed the line now. But we will not be the people she claims we are. Nathaniel, I need proof it was her, now. Send it to the Alpha's computer. Hack his ST. He's being played more than we are. I am disappointed in you, Alpha. All of you. I stayed dangerously calm. She harmed pups to try and get herself to a safe room that doesn't even exist. Believing rumors you yourself put out there. When she was confronted, she remained disrespectful. Delta Gwen, her aunt, placed her in a cell so she would calm down and we could tend to the pups. Gina told Kaylee of her abduction and subsequent RP by Mike. Callie spun that information to her advantage. Both her and her father know what equipment we use. I'm glad to see where I fall in your trust hierarchy. My team and I should not be under suspicion. We have done nothing but protect this pack since we have been here. After everything you know I've been through and had to overcome. All the things done to me that were allowed to go unnoticed and unpunished by the four of you. You are going to question my loyalty to this pack? With all due respect, FKU? Got it. Let's do this. I think I'm about to get kicked out anyway. Look at your monitor, sir. My team was able to find the culprits. They were able to do the job you all can't seem to do correctly while being held captive in their rooms. The looks of shock show on all their faces. Stop underestimating me, and I will stop proving you all wrong. The screen lights up, and it's 4 camera views. One from the hallway outside, where Kaylee is placing the fake camera up in a corner, pointing towards the door to look like we are watching the comings and goings of the Alpha. Pause it there, Nathaniel. We are going to do a tutorial while this goes. My whole team laughs. I wish I could see their faces. Lil whines. I'll record it. First, notice that it is placed so it can be easily seen. When my team does plant devices, they don't get found. Prove it. Cameron growls. Yes, sir. I point to different corners of the room, and as I do, Nathaniel flashes the live feed on Alpha Lucas's computer. You have been watching us? Luna Ava says, shocked. My eyebrows come together in a look of disbelief. Now that the tables have turned, you are surprised? Someone has been manipulating you both for years. Of course, I have always had my suspicions, but no proof. You both allow too many things to go on unchecked in your pack. I figured it was blackmail and was trying to get proof to set you free. I shrug. How dare you? Dakota slams his fist on his father's desk. But Alpha Lucas stops him. You are onto something, but I have my reasons for my actions and you are not privy to them. He is direct in his answer, not accusing or mean. I just move on. I need to get away from all of them. Next, as I have already shown you, they do not work. They are dummy cameras. There are no lights or wires to indicate a power source. A basic point that anyone could look for. And whoever took it down should have had trouble detaching it from the wall. But it was probably put up there with double-sided tape. You were duped. I roll my eyes. As for the beacon, when were you told it was in my room? After Kaylee was released, she and Kevin had a meeting here to discuss what she had heard in the tunnel. Alpha Lucas looks uncertain. We found it while we did a full search of the pack house today. Was it only warriors that helped with the search, or was it all hands on deck, except for my team? Their looks tell me everything I need to know, but I ask anyway. Who searched my room? Was she by herself since she probably wouldn't find anything anyway, and it will keep her busy? I air quote, so you let the one person who hates me the most, and is not quiet about it, search my room for something planted by a potential traitor? Now I'm the one disgusted. The screen flashes again. Nathaniel speaking from his prison. It's the feed from my room this morning. Callie walks in and closes the door and starts to look around, touching literally everything in the room. She picks up one of Cam's sweatshirts and smells it before shivering. After examining for way too long, she moves to my window and opens it, pulling the device out of her pocket, not being secretive at all. She places it on the windowsill and then starts calling for someone. There isn't any sound, but Alpha Lucas, my dad, and a few pack warriors come in. I can see the smug look on her face at my dad's reaction. He is angry, yelling who knows what and pointing from my bed to the device, to outside, clearly emphasizing his distaste for me. I just stand there letting tears run down my face. I don't know why this letdown feels any different than the last time. I make a circling motion over my head, my signal for my team to pack their stuff. We can't leave the pack yet. Our orders were to stay here until the threat has been neutralized. We will just take one of the houses on the pack border and continue doing our jobs as assigned. I have never done anything except work to protect this pack. I was abused and neglected, and I still kept going. I left to get stronger, hoping it would be enough. I start in a whisper, but I can feel my anger grow and my voice begins to match. I have been here for months, allowing and helping your warriors to get stronger. My team is the best team the Alpha King has. We have busted our asses and helped plan the extra patrol routes and the evacuation routes. I designed and implemented the tunnel build as an escape or a safe space for the pups and your Luna, all as assigned by you and the Alpha King himself, who, I will remind you, I see a Ndeceive. I show my warrior brand to them. If I wanted to harm the pack, I would have done it when I first got here, when you all were weak and disorganized, not months later. Alpha Lucas hangs his head. Luna Ava has her hand over her mouth. The twins are frozen, and I can't find it in me to feel bad for any of them. I can't feel a thing. My tears have stopped and I am numb, except for anger. And in anger, I do the one thing I never thought I would. I rip my shirt and sports bra off and turn away from them. This is what you are rewarding. You are rewarding a serial abuser and narcissist. I was 12 when Kaylee had me dragged to the old greenhouse. She had 2 guys string me up by my wrists, while she whipped me with a silver-tipped whip. Then, for good measure, used silver powder in the wounds, hoping I would die slowly. Then she dragged me out to the woods where I was for 2 days, because no one looks for the girl no one wants around anyway. When I did survive, she just made sure I was in a constant state of injury. I pull my sports bra back on. I'm not hiding anymore. The night of the ball 2 years ago, I was changing in the locker room when I was attacked. There was no scent to warn me. This time, she was only there to give instructions. She didn't want to get her dress dirty. She needed to be presentable for the alphas when their date stood them up, and she needed to rescue them. I pinned the guys with a look. Everyone's problem is they still see me as weak and they see her as stupid. Neither of us are what people believe, and your pack is suffering for it. I turn as the knock on the door sounds. I open it to see my team seething on the other side. What's going on? Mateo sounds distraught as he and Oliver run down the hall, followed by Sierra and Sam. They were left out of this too. I think your alphas have pressing pack matters to discuss with you. There is a traitor in the pack. Let's move. We have patrols to run. I say to my team. Lil hands me my bag, and we all walk towards the front door. Wait, Biddy. What's going on? Where are you going? Don't leave. I'm sure this is a misunderstanding. Mateo shouts. I don't look back. The ranks are being divided. The guys never used to keep secrets from each other. This is really bad. But I can't save them from themselves. We make it to the front door, with everyone following based on the sheer volume of the footsteps. Oliver, tell Lily I had a mission, and I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye. I look over my shoulder at him. He looks close to tears, shaking his head. Don't do this, Biddy. Not again. He whispers. It's not again. I wasn't given a choice last time. I was removed from the pack for everyone else's safety, since clearly all the problems surround me. I look at my brother then, Sam and Sierra. I don't know what they know or think is going on, but no one else moves to stop me. So, they either agree or have an alpha command to stay put. Wyatt moves around me to open the door, and as if someone conjured them, Kaylee and her father are walking up the porch. Is our little traitor and her gang being cast out in the middle of the night? Have fun living as rogues. Wyatt snarls, and it takes both Gina and I to restrain him back. Bunch of heathens. No wonder the Alpha King has you on killing duty. It's all you're good for. Kevin waves his hand up and down Wyatt. We aren't rogues and we aren't heathens. You manipulating morons. Your pack was just attacked. We have sh-t to do, Lil explains, simply grabbing Wyatt's bag and leading us out. And, just for the record, Kaylee, come near any of us and we will treat you with the same kindness as you have shown Skylar. And remember this, we are all experts. How dare you threaten me? She screams. I'm sure waking people up to witness our departure. Are you going to let her threaten me like that? She looks at everyone, but her dad is the one dumb enough to step close to us. You are no longer welcome on our pack grounds or in this pack house. Leave and do not return. I don't know how you get away with threatening a future Luna, but we won't stand for it. Again, no sound from any of the ranked members watching from the porch. That's when I see it, a flash. The smallest thing I never would have noticed before, like a bubble that catches the sunlight just right and reflects a rainbow. There is some kind of barrier up, maybe an illusion, so they aren't seeing what is really happening. But if that's the case, then he has underestimated my abilities. I don't understand why it seems to be working the most on the Alpha and just occasionally on everyone else. Even Sierra is stuck on the porch. Mateo looks heartbroken, but Oliver is staring right at me. Our bond clearly stands the test of all boundaries and barriers. I shake my head slightly at him, then shift my focus and step forward. I can feel the wild smile on my face growing menacingly. You have chosen the wrong enemy, I say, allowing my full beta and royal auras out together. They both begin to sink to the ground as if a weight is pushing on their heads. Neither can fight it, eyes wide, looking terrified for the first time. They may have Delta blood, but they don't have an aura to even resist me. Kaylee's nose starts to bleed. You will never be anyone's Luna. You will both pay for your crimes against this pack. I turn and we all walk away. I'm still too numb to cry, and like Lil said, we have sh-t to do. Weeks go by, nothing is right. Everyone is tense and the whole pack is reacting to the tension. We keep our distance as best we can, but my team and the guys cross paths regularly during training and running patrols. Oliver has tried to talk to me a couple times, but I just head in the other direction. He knows things shouldn't be like this. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who saw through whatever enchantment was on the pack house. I just can't do it. He is the only one who sees the problem for what it is. The rest are just angry and aggressive, but we still don't know what they believe. The elite warriors fully run pack training now. None of the ranked guys show up at all. Not even Delta Kyle. And I haven't seen Sierra since the night we left, and I can't get a hold of her. But that doesn't stop me from messaging her and Mina every night. With no response from any of them. I am surrounded by people and have a job to do, and I still feel so isolated and alone. The depression is taking its toll. Gina and I have started staying together again. The nightmares are so bad that we sleep in the same bed most nights holding hands. We need our guys, but something magical is keeping them from us, and we can't risk being pulled in. I was able to link Osistin and fill him in on what is happening. He said he will inform Alpha Reggie, but they aren't going to send anyone and possibly cause suspicion. He agrees something magical is going on and will have Elena work on it. I have been trying to use my magic, and even that seems to be tied to how I feel, and I can't make the most basic things work. I am sitting out by the little fire pit in the backyard of the house we are staying in, just trying to move the ashes around. You don't really want to, and the magic knows it. It won't work for you like this. I jump from my spot on the ground, fully ready to fight Oliver. He has his hands up. I just want to talk. I need to know your version of why you left. I know what I saw and what we are being told are two different things. You aren't a traitor, but you are more powerful than you let on. Talk to me, Biddy. He walks next to me and sits facing the unlit pit. I wave my hand flippantly, but it ignites, much to my surprise and Oliver's. Hey, some warning next time, please. He adjusts back to a sitting position now that the flames are at a normal height. I didn't do that, I whisper. I didn't mean to do that. I move to sit on the opposite side of the fire from him. I haven't been able to make any magic work since that night. Well, you're talking to me, so that's a start. Tell me what went down. The last thing I remember is you and the twins walking downstairs to see the alpha. Cam said they had information and needed to deal with it privately. I thought maybe they were going to tell you that you were their mate, and for some reason they were able to sense it early or something. Are you fucking kidding? No. They brought me in to tell me that I'm a traitor and that they could prove it. I don't know what in that moment made me start talking after weeks of silence, but I told him everything that I could remember from that night, down to the shimmer around the pack house. Damn, and the four of them just ganged up on you like that. That makes more sense than what I was picturing. That all makes sense to you? I know Kevin and Kaylee are behind the alpha, thinking I am a traitor. I can see how that would be possible since he is an advisor and had been closely working with the alpha on everything in the pack. But the Luna and the guys? I don't understand. I see it the other way around. Kevin is the leader of the school board. Why the F cuck is he talking to the alpha about anything related to warriors or pack protection? He isn't an elder or a warrior. He really doesn't need to have that much time with the alpha. With the guys, they're going with what their alpha says and trusting his judgment. But even that is off. They are almost brainless idiots. They are slow to make decisions and can't focus for very long on anything, like they are waiting for instructions. That's actually why we stopped coming to training. Luna Ava said we need to keep them out of the pack's eye until we can figure out what is going on. Yep, gotta protect that pack image, I say sarcastically. Or maybe she wants to keep the pack morale up and seeing the twins acting completely out of character would cause panic to start to spread throughout the pack, causing more chaos. She is protecting the pack the best way she can being under house arrest. She sent me over today, you know. Told me not to come back until I talked to you. She wants to know if you're okay. What do you mean house arrest? Why would she be under house arrest? Why would she care? She just sat there and let them accuse me of bringing the rogues here. Even with proof. According to the alpha, it isn't safe for her to leave the pack house, so he has an alpha command on her to stay put. She's a smart lady and figured out ways around the command, though. He points to himself. It's why Lenny comes over every day, too. Obviously, she wants to make sure you are fed, but she comes back and tells us how you are doing. Sneaky. I roll my eyes. We are all doing the best that we can. Right now, we have good reason to believe that the alpha is under some kind of spell. He mumbles low. I don't even have the ability to mind link with you now, because we are forbidden by alpha command. And as far as proof, no one else was in that room and their memories don't seem to be the best. Another reason we think there is a spell or something like it at work. Is it Kevin? Or something else? No idea, but he's a part of it because, for some reason, he and Callie are the only people that come to the pack house anymore. Even my dad stays away, and he's the Luna's main guard. But the logic, from the alpha, is that if she's in the pack house, she doesn't need protection. So he isn't needed. Oh, she. I jumped up. She's the target. Someone is going to try and get to her. You guys all know about the tunnel now, and I'm sure she shared the code with the alpha, whether she wanted to or not. Anyone could sneak in and grab her. You have to watch her, Oliver, especially if your dad has been worked out of her detail. They want her to control the alpha. He can't stay under a spell forever. I have Sam and Mateo watching her. They seem to be like me and see both sides of whatever this is. Oh, speaking of which, he takes the backpack he was wearing off and hands me 2-gallon-sized zip-top bags with clothes in them. What are these? I'm actually afraid of the answer to this question. I know you are having nightmares, so don't lie. He holds up his hand to stop my protest. I assume Gina is too, so I brought one of Mateo's shirts for her since that seemed to help. And I brought you one of Cam and Coda's shirts. And just so we're on the same page, I will be taking one of yours and one of Gina's to hide in their rooms. Actually, I will need 2 of yours. Cam and Coda have gone back to being in separate rooms. His look is so pained. They don't sleep apart, though. They never have. I whisper, "They did once, remember?" He looks me dead in the eyes. "The last time you left, they slept in separate rooms for almost a year. If I had to guess based on all the crazy-ass timelines, it was right after the time you had been captured until you came back to us. They have also taken to dressing alike. Do you remember their social experiment?" Yeah. I smile and laugh at the ridiculous memory. That feels like forever ago. They were trying to prove that it was some kind of great phenomenon that I could tell them apart. Well, apparently it helps keep the crazies at bay, and even their parents can't tell them apart. And they won't confirm who is who. They only speak out loud when they have to. They mind-blink everything, and their wolves seem to be a part of all the conversations which change their voices. They don't trust, and for good reason. They have everyone at arm's length. Something deep in them knows something is wrong. I can see it in their faces. But they are stuck and can't fix it alone. Since I have been spending time with you, I have started to see their differences, and I think seeing them as individuals without assistance helps them focus. But it's a huge battle. Sam and Mateo aren't much better. Mateo has become more angry. He just radiates hostility. That is keeping people away from him. Sam just talks less and doesn't smile at all. Although Sam might just be sad about Sierra not being here, and doesn't give a shit about anything. What? Where did she go? Don't know. She left a note saying she had something to work on, and she had to leave in the middle of the night because of the lockdown. No one has heard from her since, and I think he might be losing his mind a little over it. I think he's nervous because she turned 18, and we all know that he thinks they are mates. But she bailed before his birthday. I think he's afraid he lost her. Oh, that would probably mess me up too. We all know he loves her, and it was just a matter of them waiting until they were 18 to confirm their feelings. I'll ask Assistant. I was able to connect with him. I have been sending her texts every day and they show up read, but she never answers. Same with Mina. Everyone is working on this rogue king thing, so they aren't worried about our trivial problems here. What's happening here isn't trivial, trust me. This is big, but still really fractured. Nothing makes sense yet. Oh, there you are. Everyone is wondering where you snuck off to. Oliver and I both jump at Lenny's words. Better walk home with me then. You don't want them smelling her on you now. They are already not stable. What is going on? Who isn't stable? Your twins are having a rough time fighting the control. They are, however, doing better than the alpha. But their possessiveness is at an all-time high. What control? Lenny, what's going on? I thought you would have figured it out by now. All 3 of them are being controlled. My guess is they ingested something along with a spell. I bet the boys only got a half dose each, which is why they seem to be mostly conscious, but still addled. What? Who would do that? I thought you were smart, girl. Who do you think? It worked for her daddy to gain the control he doesn't deserve. Why wouldn't she use it to gain the alphas she doesn't deserve? Now, we need to go and take a very specific route that will help us wear off your scent. Speaking of scent, I need those shirts. I want to know if your scent will bring them back to normal. Please. Fine. Give me a minute. At this point, I'm willing to try anything. I take the shirts inside and switch them out for Gina's and mine. I seal the bags so they don't smell me on him. Lenny made it sound like that would be a really bad thing. I walk back outside and hand the shirts to Lenny. If they do find them, they won't do anything to Lenny but question her. If they are as deranged as you both are making them sound, they might hurt you. I tell a confused Oliver. Then he just nods. Can you stop by tomorrow? I have my next assignment from Elena, and today was the first time I have been able to do magic since we moved out. I think I need you. I look back at the little fire I made. What you need, what we all need, is to be together. This break in our friendship is going to get us all killed if we don't fix it fast. I nod and move to hug him, but stop. I can't risk putting my scent on him and just shake my head and take a deep breath. I will be back tomorrow, probably in the evening, if I can sneak away. I'll see you in passing, on patrols in the morning. He winks, and I smile. He and Lenny walk around the backyard and toward the pack house. It will be a 30-minute walk from here, but I think that's one of the reasons she does it, so our scents can be dulled by the breeze. She also doesn't come in or make contact when she can help it. I head inside to tell my team what Lenny and Oliver think about the whole situation. Well, now that we have some information, I guess their behavior makes a little more sense. Lil shrugs as we dig into dinner. It doesn't make them any less D-kish. The Alpha said he had his reasons, but you were on the right track. What did that mean? Wyatt asks. We have had the same debate every night during dinner since we've moved in here. So much of that whole situation doesn't make sense. There are just too many things going on right now. We can't figure them all out on our own, Gina says. And yet, we have to figure out which ones are more important, and some solutions may lead to others. I rub my temples, slowly losing my appetite the more we talk. Well, you and I can work the magic angle a little more, since Lenny is convinced, and all but confirmed the Cunninghams have the Alpha under some kind of control, and more than likely the twins now too. How do we do that if we can't get near them? We didn't notice anything before, and we were all basically on top of each other in the pack house. That's the thing. I think we were too close to everything, and none of us ever thought about anyone using magic here, so it wasn't something we were looking for. Typically speaking, wolves don't have or use magic. You are the first shifter I have ever seen that can manipulate magic like a witch. Now that we know we need to look for magic, we can approach it differently. I nod in agreement. I will try to get a message to Assistant to get Elena here sooner, rather than later. Something is wrong with our ability to mind-link warriors outside the pack. I thought she was supposed to be here putting a spell around the pack with her coven, but I haven't heard anything, and it's been like 4 months. My first thought is magic. I can't imagine the rogues have stopped their efforts after that small attack was a disaster for them. My guess is that attack was a test to see our defenses and how we respond to a basic attack. No idea what they learned, but I do know a few guys got away. Wyatt mumbles over his food. That isn't good for us, other than we took out quite a few. But they were probably the weakest rogues and could spare them. Well, Oliver said he will come by tomorrow and help too. He's just as natural with magic as I am, really. He seems to understand how it works, almost like it has its own personality. Like it can think and feel, and respond to my thoughts and feelings. He's probably right. My training was mostly in the physical, herbs and tonics for health and healing. I never did any casting with my aunt. So, tomorrow, we join in the patrol and training as normal. Let's see if we can get Sam or Mateo to talk to us too. The more allies we have, the better if we have to go after our own leaders as well as the Rogue King and his goons on the outside. Let's take a look in the book Elena gave you and see if there is a basic protection spell we can find to protect us, and maybe the rest of your guys from whatever Kaylee and her dad are using. It will be hard because we don't know what we are fighting, but maybe we can give them a small portion of their brains back. I nod in agreement. I feel so useless right now, and all of the information we keep finding is just that, information. There isn't anything that we can use to take action, so maybe this will be a catalyst. We finish and clean up. Wyatt and Nathaniel take their post in the living room, which has become our makeshift surveillance headquarters. With all of the talk and blatant reveal of cameras all over the pack house, none of them have been taken down. Just another sign that they are under some kind of control. But whatever it is, whoever holds the reins doesn't seem to have access to their memory or the information they hold. 'Cause if it was me, that would have been the first thing I took over. Knowing that we have cameras all over the school and pack house and the pack borders. We now take shifts monitoring the pack house, the school, and the perimeter. There are only 5 of us, and we are exhausted. But this is the requirement of the mission. We can sleep properly later. If we can gain back some of my friends and hopefully their parents, things will get better, so that's my focus now. Gina, Lil, and I pore over the grimoire. It's like a diary, filled with notes about the moon at that moment, and the best place to find certain plants at specific times of the year. Then there are notes scribbled into the margins all around the spells and incantations. So many different hands have touched and contributed to this book. I feel special just being allowed to read it. It's not lost on me that my friends can now read it too. When it first came to me, only I could see the words. I'm not sure what's changed, but I love it. There! Gina shouts as she points to the topmost inner corner of a page. There is tiny purple writing to counter an attack. Start with the most simple solution. Cut the cord. She reads out loud. What in the hell does that mean? Lil asks. We are looking for a spell to use against whatever Kevin and Kaylee are doing. But what if we can find something to just block whatever it is? Something simple to cut the cord of control. Instead of wasting Sky's energy constantly casting a spell to protect everyone. I like where this is going. Elaborate for those of us in the room who don't actively practice the witchcraft. Lil points to herself and I smile. They aren't casters, so they have to be getting, most likely herbs or a tonic from somewhere. Meaning they have to go get it, and they have to continually give it to them. Like for us, when Mike had us locked up. We were fed herbs every single day. The spell isn't as strong as when a caster places it directly themselves. No witch is going to tell people that part if people are willing to pay good money for a spell. Especially if they are going to get paid over and over and over again. Okay, so how do we cut the cord, as you say? We need to find something that they can wear, like a stone or an amulet that can block the effects and protect them from further spells. Like Sky is able to fight most spells and poisons. She is literal living proof of that. We might be able to give the guys the same kind of protection. My heart lifts. For the first time in a very long time, I have a purpose and a mission where I get to save my friends and not the other way around. So many terrible things have happened, and I don't know how we will get past those. But I do know I don't want any of them to die or be harmed, no matter how awful they have been to me. I just can't bring myself to hate them. We search for the rest of the night. This time combining the information in the grimoire for protections and a good old-fashioned, highly encrypted internet search. We were able to find stones and runes that should help us in our efforts. And I have an idea of how to make them wearable. But the problem was getting them to my guys and then getting them to men to wear them, constantly. And we also need to get access to the stones we found. We decided to ask Lenny when she came in the morning if she had any ideas. Her and Oliver are our only true allies right now. Lil went to relieve Wyatt and Nathaniel so they could get some sleep around 4, and Gina and I went to run our patrol route. We'll sleep after training. Oliver was pleasant this morning, despite Coda looking like he wanted to murder someone. I also found that I could mind link Oliver. He just couldn't respond through the link. Apparently, the alpha command was literally, "They can't talk to me." That has to be Kaylee. But she didn't think that through very well. But everything she does borderlines on childish. My link is stronger than the pack's due to the warrior brand, so I can communicate with him from a pretty far distance. And even though it's weird to basically have a conversation with myself, I am able to keep him up to speed with what we find. I also reached out to Delta Kyle, Sam, and my brother, but I haven't seen them to know if they got the message or not. I'm not ready to reach out to the twins or Luna Ava. I don't know if Kaylee's hooks are deep enough that they would tell her I have access to their minds or not. As we head over to the training grounds, Lil meets up with us to relieve Gina. Lil and I head to the training grounds and see Sam and Delta Kyle waiting at the gates, and my whole heart seizes. It's like deja vu from years ago when Delta Kyle was one of 2 people who saw me, really saw me, and the things I was fighting through. I could feel the warmth pool behind my eyes as we walked closer to them. They both look around assessing the surroundings, but I don't care. At this point, I'm ready to rip out each fingernail and stand of hair individually for what Callie has done to me and my friends. I walk straight to them and let Sam wrap me up. No words, just emotions are shared. The moment doesn't last long though, and we head into training like nothing has changed, and they haven't been MIA for weeks. Delta Kyle lets me lead though with the elite warriors, just jumping in to assist where needed. It is strange to think so many things are going on behind the scenes, and most of these people have no idea anything out of the ordinary is going on. I mean, they obviously know about the rogues and the most recent attack. But we are werewolves, and someone is always attacking someone else for better land, more power, whatever. That was made clear to me at the Alpha Summit I went to with Alpha Reggie. But they don't know that their Alpha is being mind-controlled by one of their own pack members, or that their future Alphas haven't been around because fighting the mind control is basically making them crazy. They are all getting stronger and more confident in their abilities every day. And that is a bright spot in all of this. I can at least know that I am still being a positive influence on the pack. We were able to finally move all of the pups out to the royal pack for safety. At least Kevin and Kaylee didn't get in the way of that. But maybe after the incident in the tunnel, Kaylee realized that even the pups were seen as more important than her, and she didn't mind the removal of that distraction. As we all start to pack our gear and head out, Sam slips something in my hand as he passes by, not looking at me. Someone must be watching. This is so stupid. I bend down like I'm digging through my bag so I can read it. Bonfire, midnight, just you. What the uffguck does that mean? Just you like anyone is going to let you go anywhere alone right now. I don't know. But they can't mind link me to tell me, and clearly this was written, so it didn't matter if it got lost or found. This could be for anyone. Yeah, but you still aren't going alone. That's for damn sure. We'll talk about it at the house. We are clear here. When we get back to the house, Lenny is waiting there by the cute little picket fence that lines the sidewalk. I have your food and a few little extra goodies. I was able to talk with Gina a little bit and catch up. I miss having you girls in the pack house. There is so much testosterone overwhelming the Luna and I. You girls softened everyone up a bit. Wait, Kaylee didn't move herself into Sky's room? Lil sounds surprised. Not everything is going that girl's way. Now, Martha will be by with dinner for you tonight. The Alpha is having guests, and I really need to be there to help with that. She winks at us and just walks away. I hate all of this talking in code. Is this what it's like to be human and have to share secrets with no mind link? This blows. Lil huffs as I laugh at her comparison. I hand her my bag and pick up the obnoxiously large basket. I think if I folded myself right, I would be able to fit my whole body in it. We make our way inside. Another basket? Lenny already left our food. What is that? Gina asks as we head to the kitchen. No idea, but it weighs a ton. I set it down on the floor. There is no way I am lifting it onto the table. I open the top and gasp. It's filled to the brim with books, ingredients, candles. It's like an old-world apothecary. There's a note on top. Gina points from over my shoulder. What's it say? Lil asks, and I don't know why, but a sense of dread comes over me. My little apprentice, it has been too long, but developments have come our way that I cannot ignore. Please forgive me. I have been made aware of your current situation. Please follow the instructions marked to protect yourself and your team from any further magics that are cast at you. I will be in touch soon. Do not give up hope. There is light coming for you through this darkness. Elena. I pull the deep emerald green book out. This one is small, like a notebook you would keep in a purse, but filled with spells and notes. I flip to the page marked with a sprig of holly and a fern leaf. The instructions are simple enough to follow. There are several ingredients that we must bundle together and place outside around the perimeter of our house, and then a few things for the doors and windows. There are also instructions for woven bracelets for my team, and I think I know how to break my boys from their prison. We spend the rest of our evenings setting up all of the pieces for the protection spell. I was hoping that Oliver would be here to help me, but Gina is more than adequate at helping me perform the incantation part of the protection spell. I light the fire in the fire pit in the backyard, like I do it all the time. I think Oliver was able to unlock whatever block I had with my magic when he stopped by yesterday. It doesn't take long for me to say the few lines of protection spell and feel the literal change in the breeze around the house. The cool night air warmed just a few degrees, but enough to be noticed. Then Gina and I set about making the woven bracelets. We tied red strings around the smallest herb leaves I have ever seen. The process was intricate since we had to knot the strings in very specific locations around the herbs. Then we made it more so when we made bracelets for the guys, by weaving in a piece of the bracelet they gave me for my 15th birthday, and by adding a small chunk of a green malachite stone and obsidian stone, both with hand-carved runes for protection. It took hours. Even Martha was able to drop dinner by, and Wyatt and Nathaniel had been here to eat, and then left again to run patrols, and we didn't even look up. It was well after 11 when we finished, but I had to finish. We need to get these on before anything else happens. I give Gina hers, and we both repeat the incantation that goes with it. She does the same with mine. Then we find Lil, who all but laughs while she repeats the incantation. Apparently, the spell tickles. We decide that Lil should follow me and Gina should wait for Wyatt and Nathaniel to set them up with their bracelets. We start walking, taking the route that Lenny suggests to get to the forest behind the pack house. It's been almost a month since we had our last bonfire here. Time seems to just be flying right now, and yet I wish it could go just a little bit faster so we could get to the light that Elena was talking about. Once I get to the clearing, a familiar tattooed, hulking form stands waiting. Oliver, I whisper, shout, and run to him. I don't even care if anyone can smell me on him. I need the contact. Need the tight bear hug embrace that only he can give. He just holds me, then gives me a kiss on his spot on my temple, then lets me go. He gestures with his hand over our heads. Do the umbrella? Is all he says, and I start but pause. Lil, step into the clearing. I'm putting the umbrella up and I don't want you locked out. I'm pretty sure the direction was to come alone. He looks at me with a cocked eyebrow. If you were Lil, would you have let me walk from our house out into the woods with those cryptic instructions alone? I returned his look. Fair enough. Did you get everything? That big-ass basket was from you? Lil asks, patrolling the edge of the clearing. Not all from me, but there seems to be a lot of underground things happening to make sure you can do what you need to do to save this pack from itself. Yes. We got everything and I have something for you. And the rest of the guys, really. It will just be a matter of invoking the spell that goes with them. But I think you are close enough with the magic that you could make it happen. I pull out the bracelet that has a single orange thread woven into the red knots. I place it on his wrist and, holding his hand, say the incantation, and he repeats. Then I feel a whoosh of air that throws my long hair in every direction. Then a searing pain rips up my arm, and he must feel it too, as he cries out, but neither of us can let go. Then underneath the red woven bracelet, on my skin, I see a chain of black crescent moons circling my wrist. They are just the outline of a crescent and only a few millimeters in height, but there is no mistake that I now have a tattoo around my wrist. Looking at Oliver's hand where we are still connected, he has the same ring around his wrist. What the hell was that, Biddy? He doesn't let go, just looks surprised. No idea. It didn't do that when I did the exact same incantation for Lil and Gina. So maybe I can't work this magic with the guys. This, he holds up his arm, needs to come from you. I know I can get Sam, but what about the rest of them? Coda looked like he wanted to kill me yesterday this morning. Whatever. He was not happy. I might know why. I think he might have been mad at me because I can still talk to you. What? Both Lil and I say together. I told you, and after talking with Lenny, I'm convinced she has some kind of order on not talking to you at all. But if you were able to talk to Sam today and we can obviously talk, it might be on only the twins or the twins and your brother. But I don't know why they would include him. For majority rule. Lil pipes up from the edge, not looking at us. Having only the twin under her control still gives Midge majority rule, and our resident princess can't have that, so she would pick the person she thinks is the closest to her to cause more damage. Well, she chose wrong then. I blurt, then slap my hand over my mouth. I mean, if anyone really watches us, I'm more likely to be seen with Oliver than Mateo. I try to backtrack like I'm doing my brother a disservice. It's okay. We know what you mean, and no one ever said she was smart or observant if it doesn't directly affect what she wants at the moment. Her stupidity will be what sets us all free, hopefully. But we have to figure out how to get you enough time to get the bracelet on and do the incantation with the rest of them. Let me think about it, and I will have some ideas in the morning. He pulls me in for another hug, and I soak up the embrace. Won't they smell Midge on you? That will give this whole thing away, won't it? Lil asks. The twins will no matter what I do. They are coming into all of their fully heightened senses. And frankly, I don't give a shit. They deserve the torture just a little. As for everyone else, he steps away from me and rips his t-shirt off and throws it at Lil. That should be enough to hide her scent. Most of it's on the shirt anyway. Damn, you and your tattoos. You make me almost want to test drive a guy just for fun. Oliver and I both laugh at her outburst. I'm keeping this, by the way, for research purposes. She waves his shirt as I let the umbrella down. Tomorrow, Biddy. I look over my shoulder shocked, and he just winks at me and walks up the path to the pack house. Tomorrow. I sniffle, and I can feel my wolf purr at having this connection back. So what happened there? Right at the end, something happened. Lil finally speaks as the house comes into view. I'm getting my guys back. I take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Something about the bracelet and the tattoo that showed up allowed Oliver to talk to me. I don't know if that is a me and him thing, or if it is part of the magic in the protection spell, but I can hear him again. We head in and try to get some sleep before patrols and training tomorrow. I skipped my nap time to make all of the bracelets, but if that is the result, it is totally worth every ounce of pain. I am actually groggy when Wyatt wakes me up. What time is it? I ask, sounding like I swallowed a mouthful of cotton balls. Time to get up, princess. Your patrol shift awaits, and Lenny said to make sure you eat a full meal. Apparently you are looking too skinny, he air quotes at me. If I had been under as much stress as you, I would have died by now. You are actually looking more zombie than death, so I think you're good for a bit. He laughs, running out the door as I throw a pillow at him. I get up and carefully take off Cam and Coda's shirts. Oliver was right, and the scents have been helping us both. I need to ask him for new ones today. They are starting to fade. I showered quickly and went down to see Lenny and Sam in my kitchen. I jumped into his arms, with no words. I know I did the same thing yesterday, but it still feels like years. All right, little bit. Magic me. I want my fancy bracelet and club tattoo. I smile at his childish antics, then dig in my pocket. I almost always wear a piece of the combat gear the guys got me for my birthday. But since my talk with Oliver and getting back to practicing magic, I have started wearing it all. I just feel like I need to have all of my weapons on me at all times. I have also started carrying herbs and things for healing minor injuries, considering how many times I have been stabbed and poisoned in the last couple years. I pull out the red woven bracelet. It has his piece of red thread from the bracelet he gave me and the 2 stones, with runes drawn into them. I slide it onto his wrist and then say the incantation, and he repeats it back to me. Another whoosh of warm air surrounds us, and the now familiar pain of the tattoo marking my arm singes. Sam cries out, "Oh, she-tea. Little bit. What the F was that?" When I look down, he has a ring of quarter moons going around his wrist. On my arm, 2 rings of quarter moons sit just inside the bands that mark Oliver's tie to me. I guess you belong to me now, too. I shrug. Not actually sure, and something that is on my list to talk to Elena about when she finally can get here. But I do know that I can mind link you now, no matter what the alpha command is. Yes, stick it to that B-teach. He jumps around like he won the lottery. But you really do need to eat. And we really do need to go, because we have to figure out how we are going to ambush your brother. And that is going to take some planning. Like with the twins, your rotation doesn't even overlap with his a tiny bit. With that, Gina shoves a plate in my hand, and I smash my food as quickly as possible. Then the 3 of us head out, and Lil finishes her shift at the computers. When Sam, Gina, and I walk up to the patrol house to check in, Oliver and Coda are there waiting as well. Sam, being the tea starter that he is, leans in and gives me a kiss on the temple in his spot, then laughs and starts to run off. He turns around to jog backwards. "I'll see you at training, little bit." Then winks and runs off, laughing louder. I just smile until I make eye contact with Coda. His scowl could freeze a volcano. "What, Dakota?" Not everyone here thinks I am a traitor. I shove past him with my shoulder to check in and make sure our route hasn't changed. "Let's go, Gina." "Bye, Oliver." I don't even give Coda a final glance. That was harsh, bitty. Bullsh-tea. He deserves it just as much as Cam. They didn't back me when they were forced to make a decision. That has always been our holdup. They both Well and Alpha Lucas too. They all try to stay neutral, but in the end, not choosing caused more problems. Problems the rest of us are stuck fixing. I know, but it doesn't make it suck any less to watch. Then don't watch. They deserve everything I have to throw at them. You got it, boss. Not you, too. What else should I say? Yes, Luna? Have a good patrol, Biddy. He laughs as I feel the connection weaken with the distance, but never totally go away. That's new. I tell Gina what Oliver said while we run. I find it weird that we got here following a massive rogue pack. Then they disappear. Then we have a 2-front attack. Then they disappear again. Now for weeks, it's been crickets. I guess if you want to wear your enemy down, just make them paranoid and burn themselves out looking over their shoulders. But this is starting to really suck. We make it to the training grounds, and I trade out Gina for Lil, and this time, Delta Kyle and Sam aren't alone. Mateo is with them, and he looks awful. Like he drinks all night and doesn't shower or take care of himself. His blonde hair is long and a mess, not his usual style. He looks like he has 2 black eyes, but they are just sunk and deep purple from lack of sleep. He's looking at the ground, hands tucked into his pockets. I walk right into him, just slamming into his chest, wrapping my arms around his waist. He clearly can't reciprocate based on the tension of his muscles, and then he just whimpers and starts to shake. Then I feel it, a warm drop on my cheek. I look up, and his arm clamped shut, tears streaming, and he is shaking from the sobbing, but none of that can escape him because of his gag order. I lean back in and press my cheek to his hard chest. I'm here. I'm still fighting. I whisper to him, and he takes a rattling deep breath in. We will figure this out, okay? Just give me a little more time. Eat and sleep. I'm going to need you in top shape when tea really hits the fan. I let go of him and walked away with Lil and Sam. That was harder than I thought. We complete training, and as we are walking out, I link Sam. How am I supposed to get a bracelet on any of them if they can't even pull their hands out of their pockets to hug me, Sam? You were able to touch him though, right? Yeah, I was able to hug him, but not the other way. He looked awful. They all do. Maybe one of us can get the bracelet on. Maybe if you just have physical contact with them, it will work. It's worth a shot anyway. I wonder if it's going to be the same with the twins, or if you won't be able to touch them at all. This is so stupid. I huff through the link. Bright side. Birthdays are coming up, and no one can get in the way of that. 18, baby. You want to bet? And I will not be 18. We always celebrate together. It's an us thing, always has been. I was not a part of that us thing for 14 years, remember? Nope, I don't remember anything of the sort. You have been around since the dawn of time. You were just the silent partner for a really long time. Now you have your voice, and silent isn't even in your vocabulary. You are stupid, but I love you. You'll have fun no matter what. It's my birthday. Everyone else can fake right the fuck off. If we have to, we will party at your house in the backyard. I just want to be with all of my friends for my 18th. Is that so much to ask? Once a diva, always a diva. This is happening, Sky. It has to. All his playfulness is gone. This one is important. You know that? I know that. Everyone knows that. Does it surprise you that all this tea is going down right, as all of us are about to come of age? Yeah, I thought about that too. Not just the crap with Kaylee, though. Everything. All the attacks, the alpha going crazy, tons of new people coming into the pack. All of it. This is big. We just have to keep everyone safe until this all blows over then. Which means we have to figure out how to get the twins alone long enough for someone to get those bracelets on them, and for me to set the incantation. That's a big task. We'll figure it out. Go sleep. You are running on none right now. I do as he asks, for once, and head straight to the house. Wyatt and Nathaniel are eating before Wyatt heads to patrols, and Nathaniel heads to help with the next training session. Perfect. We didn't miss you. Heard a rumor today and think you should check it out. Nathaniel stops me as I walk by the island. What's up? Rumor is, the Alpha enjoyed the spectacle of the trails so much that he wants to run something like that again. But no other packs will come here with the threat of the rogues. So he is going to do some kind of mock trial soon. So what? He can run anything he wants. It's his pack. Maybe it will boost morale a bit, since everyone has been so focused on training and protecting the pack. It will be something fun to look forward to? Yeah, but we are pretty sure it's not his idea, because there is also a ball to follow to announce the winner officially. And of course, it is going to coincide with the twins' birthday. He gives me a pointed look. That got my attention. Of course, Kaylee wants a spectacle surrounding the twins turning 18. She thinks she is going to be Luna, and if she has them under mind control, that is exactly what is going to happen. I am so tired and I just want to sleep. But now I have to figure out what this is all about. At least I have a bit of a time frame. If it is set for the twins' birthday, then that gives me 2.5 weeks to set them free. Sam, Oliver, we have to talk. Little bit, I'm pretty sure the instruction was sleep, not overthink, and come up with more shit to do. What's up, Biddy? Such a suck-up. What do you know about mock trials and a ball to celebrate the twins' birthday? Now I have their attention. I explain what Nathaniel found, because that was actually news to them. Meaning they are being left out of conversations they have always been and should be a part of. We decide that we need to get to Matteo Finjecti's EP, and the best way to do that would be during patrols so Nathaniel can be our lookout on the cameras, as well as Gina, and the guys helping. I'm hoping that having Gina with me will help, and not hinder our plan. I'm pretty sure Kaylee has been keeping Matteo away from her in the hopes that he will choose one of her friends. I don't understand how one person can be responsible for ruining so many lives, and is doing it completely on purpose, for a title. Sam said he will get his dad to shift the patrol schedule, but to make it look natural, we have to wait until the weekend when a shift like that would normally occur. 4 days. I have to wait 4 days to save my brother. They seem to be the longest days ever. Gina and I have been keeping busy in the tiniest spaces of downtime that we do actually have planning a party for the boys. I don't know if it will happen at all, but the thought of something fun and just for them is helping us both cope with the very real thought that our plan has no backup or plan B. It has to work to save the guys and the pack. The pack was finally informed of the mock trials and the ball to follow. Of course, the kids who have no idea what's going on think it's great. Exactly what I thought, marketed as a distraction for all the bad things that have been happening. And of course, with the pack being thinned out, all the pups and non-warrior omegas are still in the royal pack. It has become a bit of an elitist thing. Only the people here are strong enough, good enough to be here. The cream of the crop, placing the best of the best as choices for dates to the ball. The elite warriors, of course, will be helping to run the mock trials, and then are expected to continue providing protection for the pack, while the pack members party to their heart's content. We are now getting all of our information via MindLink from the Alpha. He is too busy planning to be seen, planning defenses against the rogues, planning the mock trials, planning the ball and his son's 18th birthday. In all my life, I have never known him to plan any of those things without his team and his Luna. He was always a team player, loves to take an idea and have everybody run with it. He was always encouraging, never assuming his idea was the best or the be-all, end-all. Maybe that was his downfall. He never, in my presence, looked at someone and just said no. There was always the neutral peacekeeping answers. I'm sure he hoped that if the topic was never approached again, it would just go away. This time, it didn't go away and innocent lives are being lost and we are focused on the wrong things. We should not be having a ball to placate AF fucking princess wannabe, who decided to take, by force, what isn't hers. Finally, Sunday rolls around and the new patrol schedule was posted last night, effective immediately. This put Matteo and Oliver on the same patrol with Gina and I. We have to work fast, though, before someone discovers Matteo and Gina are together. I think that is the bigger issue over him being with me. Gina and I make sure we are fully geared up. I am not under the delusion that Matteo will be able to be freed as easily as Sam and Oliver. He has always put this pack first, above everything, including his own wants and needs. He was always taught that the Alpha is right and to never go against him. That kind of loyalty is great, until you have loyalty blindly. Then people get hurt. Oliver gave me a specific place to meet them on the route. He was afraid Matteo might lose his tea if he saw Gina and I both at the patrol house to check in. So we showed up early, ran to the location, and were just stuck waiting. Just as I really start to get antsy, I finally hear some noise in the underbrush. Oliver is being loud intentionally, and it's strange. Normally, he is the most stealthy of all of us. I wonder if my brother suspects something with him acting out of character like this. Then I see it. My brother's wolf barreling towards us at full speed. Not good, 'cause he looks pissed. Incoming, Biddy. I think he can smell Gina, or you, or both of you. I don't know if Mateo has control right now. We got him, is all I have time to reply as I let Gina know. Come here, baby, she whispers, and I pack that away for later, as she shifts just in time for his wolf to collide with hers. They are all teeth and fur, flailing, snapping, biting, throwing. His wolf keeps grabbing her forelegs in his mouth and flipping her to her back, but then releasing her. Like they are playing, not fighting for dominance. Gina, I need him human for this to work. Can you get him to shift? How do you expect me to do that? I can't mind link him, dumbass. Try shifting first. See if he'll mimic. I suggest wildly. They are just rolling and fighting, and the look in his wolf's eyes is devastating. He looks like he is in pain. They roll again, and he looks like he is going to take dominance again. She shifts mid-roll and lands flat on her back in her human form. His wolf straddled her, open maw over her throat, all teeth bared. She just stares up at him defiantly. I'm not sure if her look is more taunting or accepting, but it's disturbing on all levels. He doesn't clamp down, though. Just breathes, the steam billowing from his nose. Hot breath, leaving a visible moisture on her neck. Then I hear bones start to crack and see a shimmer as his body slowly shifts back. I've never watched a shift like this before. It is beautiful and terrifying. Every joint bends at an odd angle, starting from his spine and working out to his limbs. His hair retracts, eyes close, and head throws back as his face transforms. When he's done, he left kneeling over Gina, still panting and looking at her wide-eyed and angry. Let us help you, she whispers and moves to touch his face. He turns his head away and out of her reach, but doesn't move to get off of her. Still fighting some kind of internal struggle, he whimpers again. While he's not looking directly at her, she makes eye contact with me. It's time. I tell Oliver to be ready. We are going to need him to help hold my brother still. Oliver runs forward out of the trees. Gina lifts her hips and thrusts them over to reverse positions, grabbing both his wrists and landing them in Oliver's lap, where he grabs Mateo in a headlock and pins one arm. I race for the other, taking a flying slap to the face in the process, but I manage to get the bracelet on his wrist and tight. He cries out in pain at my touch. I start my incantation. He's still bucking wildly under the weight of the three of us. You have to repeat it. I shout at him. Look at Oliver and repeat my words. Talk to him, please. I am crying, ugly tears streaking down my cheeks. Whatever spell is on him, he's trying to harm himself to get away from me, and my heart breaks at this fragile sight of my brother. I don't let go of his wrist, waiting for the now familiar burn of the tattoo on my wrist. With everything in my life, the one constant thing has been my brother and his strength, his physical presence, and right now he just looks wild-eyed and broken, whimpering and crying right along with me. Then white-hot pain shoots up from his hand to mine. He looks at me and is truly terrified, but I'm not. He's free. I know, as the half-moon bands form around my wrist just inside Sam's. There's a sudden jerk from Oliver, then Mateo's back arches, eyes smashed shut. He lets out a feral growl, then collapses under Gina. He is completely limp and barely breathing. I bow my head and pray to the moon goddess that he's okay. He has to be okay. Because if he's not, then the twins won't be either, and I don't know if I can lose the three of them all over again. We all just sit, not speaking or looking anywhere but my brother's face. Then he shoots up to a sitting position, sucking in air like he was drowning. He tucks his head into the crook of Gina's neck, and she wraps her arms around him. She lets him sit like that, catching his breath, and Oliver and I just sit waiting for what he might do next. Nice of you to join us, Beta, she says into his hair, before letting go and getting up slowly. Oh, fuck, that sucked. He looks at the bracelet and the new tattoo. How the hell are we going to get Cam and Coda? It took 3 of you just for me. It will be all hands on deck, because I think I have to get them together. Not one at a time. They feel everything the other is going through, and it might not work if they aren't together. And I can't risk Kaylee knowing or finding out if their reaction is the same or worse than Mateo's. But how do we do that? Mateo was ready to tear us to shreds. That's because that is the new order. It's why we've been trying to stay away. You are to be captured and placed in a holding cell. I never got those orders. Oliver looks shocked. No offense, but Kevin doesn't care about you or your connection to Sky. Although, if he was smart, he would, seeing how this played out. Mateo rolls his eyes.